Hey everybody, it's Steve Garfield from stevegarfield.com. And it's time for another episode of Hello Millie, and I'm going to bring my mom on now. Hello, Millie.
Hi, everybody.
How are you today?
I'm terrific today. I'm glad I'm on this program today. I made it. I didn't see what was going on before I got here.
Okay,
But I'm here.
I'll take you at your word. So you've been reading my friend Jan Zlotnick's book, 23 Things I Wish I Could Ask My Mom and Dad Today.
Oh, what I want to ask my mom and dad today? I read this piece and I gave it a lot of thought, and I said, gee, I have to think about this for an answer. And the question that I read is, did your parents often tell you that they loved you? Well, I thought about that one. I don't remember that they ever did tell me verbally they loved me. And I'm thinking, how can I answer this question? I was born during the Depression. Those were tough times. People were out of jobs. Things were really difficult. And my father worked very hard to bring home a few dollars. He was lucky he had a job. And my mother did the best she could with whatever she could make with the short, limited budget. And how did they show their love for me? He showed his love for me by going to work every day. He had a job as a waiter in a Jewish restaurant cafeteria type place, which he enjoyed very much. He loved waiting on the people. He loved meeting the people. He loved serving the people. And he always wanted to know, did they want some more? And he would be very generous, especially with the people that were regular customers. And I also remember, even as a child, I remember him going down to the cellar. We called it a cellar, not a playroom. It was a cellar. And he, even though we were renters, he had to stoke the furnace. And I worried about him. I was a kid, but I worried about him because the steps were not solid. They were cracked old steps. And he had to go down there and feed the furnace. So that was a big thing for him to do. And my mother, how did my mother show her love? She was the greatest cook, a wonderful baker. She fried beautiful latkes, and she would make potato latkes. She would make her own noodles. She would make strudel, beautiful piece of pastry. She was creative in her cooking with the food that she had to deal with. She made wonderful meals out of those little pieces that when you buy a chicken, you get a gorgle and you get a pippin and you get a helsel, and she would stuff those. I could never do that. They were delicious. Even my husband, who was a fussy customer, he loved her helsel. The filling was terrific. So those are the ways that my parents showed their love for me. They took good care of me as best they could in those days.
That's nice. Very nice.
That's what I remember. Yeah.
Our friend Ann Kane has a comment. She loves you. I learned so much from her. She has the best heart.
My goodness.
That's you.
That makes me feel good. That's wonderful. I could use a feel-good sentence. That's terrific.
Well, that's nice.
Yes.
So what else have you been thinking about while reading Jan's book?
Well, I've been going through it. Last night I didn't put the TV on. I just had his book in my hands and I went through all those questions again. And now I looked at them more closely and I have numbered the pages. So if I see something good, I don't have to go searching. I have the number. This one, I think this one was number 7. So I know number 7. And then what I started to do, I found a good question to ask Steve. So I eventually
Oh,
I'll ask him that. Do you want me to do that now, or I'll finish what I'm doing with the book?
you can, yeah, finish what you're doing with the
All
book.
right. With the book, I went page by page, and I'm a colorist, and I haven't colored lately, but what I did was I took a red crayon and a blue crayon. I had them handy, and every page I read, I colored the page according to the feeling that they gave me. And some things I didn't have any reaction to, so I put question marks on those. If I run out of questions, if I run out of answers to questions, I can go look at the more difficult questions in the future. But I've got plenty marked up, and they look good. Someday I'll show you my artwork.
Well,
in there.
I'm looking forward to it. Next time we come,
Okay.
I want to see that. And then we'd need to share it with Jan, because I'm sure he would love to
That's
see
right.
it, because he worked with an artist to make all those little graphics on each page.
Oh, and I wonder what those graphics meant to the person who put them up, because I am working with that graphic. And if it's something happy that makes me happy, I have a certain expression, a certain coloring that I'm using for the happy expression. And then I have another one that I'm lining up for a different expression. And I'm glad that his page is so blank,
Oh,
because I have plenty of room there for future expression,
that's good.
which I need now. I slept well last night. I didn't put that TV on a minute. I don't know what's going on over there. I know something happening with Trump, but I didn't even put it on. I just
See, that
concentrated
makes you
on the
feel
book.
better. Good.
Made me
plan.
feel better. If there's anything, if there's a question there, does that anything make you feel better? Yeah, this book makes me feel better. Yep.
That's so nice. So Eileen has a comment, and she says she does have the best of heart, and I love her enthusiasm for all of life and a great memory.
Okay. Well, I gave that one about how my parents expressed their love. I gave that a lot of thought, because they were loving people. And my father, he loved working. He loved his people. And my mother was a warm person. But in those days, they didn't express their feelings in words.
Yeah. Well, as a little boy and their grandson, I felt their love every time I went over there. It was just obvious. It didn't. I know that wasn't said in those times, but obviously they loved me, and the food was a big part of it. Eat all this good food, and everything was just so nice and warm over there every time.
All right, so
we visited. That's how I felt.
Yeah, that's good. As a kid, they didn't have to tell it to you verbally, but you felt it. And you said part of that was the food?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Great food.
Okay.
Jan's here now, and he says, yes, he would love to see Millie's art and annotations.
Oh, I'll be glad to show them to you. I will be working on that a lot.
Those.
Because the page, as I say, it's a good blank page. I have plenty of room to express myself. And the interesting thing, I would ask the artist, why did he do certain things for certain...
She.
Oh, she. Why did she do certain things different for different articles? Am I I'm falling into that same thing. I'm catching her vibe, and I'm responding the same way she is. Maybe.
It's unbelievable. It's great.
I'm trying to figure that one out. Yeah.
I love that. Well,
Okay.
I look forward to seeing those. So, okay, right. You had a question for me?
All right. Oh, now you want to hear my question for you? All right. This is my question for you. My question.
From the book.
Yeah, my question. What happened to my question for you? What did I do? I had that question. My question for you was something like, and what do you remember about your parents' relationship with each other? I would like to know the answer to that one. What do you have to say for that?
Like a coach by coach analysis, me analyzing the relationship from my point of view of what I saw.
Yes.
Well, the bottom line on that is when I was looking for a life partner, I wanted to model the person I found to have a relationship like you both had.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, I think that you had a wonderful relationship, and there are a lot of parents of friends relationships that I saw that were totally different than you and Dad's relationship because so one example without naming names is there was a lot of screaming and fighting going on.
Oh my.
And that was just foreign to me because in our house growing up, there was no fighting or yelling,
Never.
no arguments,
Never.
just discussions, if there was even that. And so what I brought to our relationship, my married relationship, is we never fight. We've never had a fight in our whole married life because each of us had good examples of parents that never fought, and there isn't we just don't see a reason for fighting or yelling and screaming. It just never happened. So I think that is probably the most wonderful thing I could take from looking at your relationship.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. That makes me feel good. People used to comment. Many times I got a comment from people and they couldn't believe it when I would say, we never fight. We don't have fights. And they could not believe me. I felt when I responded like that, they couldn't believe it. It couldn't be that you're all together all these years and you never had a fight. We had disagreements. We had differences of opinion. And sometimes I had a big difference of opinion, but we worked it out. It was okay.
Yep. Just a great example.
Very good. Well, so I'm very pleased. That makes me feel good because, all right, so I see my son and his wife have a good life together. Well, that's the best a parent can expect from their children. I am not going to answer that call. That could be the doctor.
No, Ma, that's the way we end the show.
All right, well, I'll say goodbye then. I hope it's the doctor.
No, Ma, that was me. It's my trick.
Oh, that's your trick.
Yeah,
okay,
that's how we end. That's how we end the show.
Doctor,
I call, and then you make like the phone is interrupting us, and then you go, I gotta go, and I say, okay, goodbye. That's the end of the show.
Oh, but I've been waiting for this doctor to call me, and I sent them email. I even called security and asked security to get in touch with the doctor for me. I haven't heard back yet.
Okay, I know.
Right.
Here, let's look at our comments. We getting comments coming in while we're still running here. Jan says, I think I found the quarantine replacement for the hug.
Oh,
It's seeing and listening to virtually hugging Millie and Steve.
How beautiful.
Thank you, Jan.
Oh, how beautiful. Thank you. Oh, wonderful.
Shelley says she's a darling.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my mom. And Eileen is probably LOL laughing out loud about the way we end the show.
Oh, okay. So you know I don't have to. Is that for real or is that you?
That's me ending the show.
Again, okay.
Okay. Bye.
All right. It was a great visiting all of you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.